Ananda returned home after a long day at the market. His wife greeted him warmly, but he barely noticed her smile. Their two young children ran up to him, eager to share stories from their day, but Ananda snapped. "Not now. Can't you see I'm exhausted?" Hurt by his words, his family retreated quietly. Alone in his room, Ananda sat slumped over his desk, staring blankly at piles of unfinished paperwork. He felt trapped between the weight of providing for his family and the guilt of neglecting them. That night, unable to sleep, Ananda decided. At dawn, Ananda arrived at the serene monastery. Monks walked silently through lush gardens, their movements calm and deliberate. In contrast, Ananda's hurried steps seemed out of place. He approached the Buddha, who sat beneath a Bodhi tree, radiating peace. Bowing respectfully, Ananda poured out his troubles. "Venerable One, my mind is scattered. Between my business, my family, and all my worries, I feel like I'm drowning. How can I find peace amidst so much chaos?" The Buddha listened patiently, then smiled gently. "Ananda," he said, "chaos exists not because of what happens around you, but because of how your mind reacts to it. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a man walking through the forest. Suddenly, he is struck by an arrow. It causes him great pain. But instead of tending to his wound, he becomes consumed by anger and fear. Why did this happen to me? Who shot the arrow? Will I survive? These thoughts torment him further, as if another arrow has pierced his heart. Now, which causes more suffering, the first arrow or the second? Ananda reflected for a moment. The second arrow, Lord. The first was unavoidable, but the second came from his own mind. The Buddha nodded. Exactly. Life will always bring challenges, the first arrow, but our reactions often create unnecessary suffering. To find harmony, you must learn to respond with mindfulness rather than react with agitation. To visit the nearby monastery where the Buddha resided, perhaps, he thought, the wise teacher might offer some guidance. Inspired, Ananda asked, "But how can I apply this in my daily life?" The Buddha offered 3 simple practices. Pause before reacting. When faced with difficulty, take a deep breath before responding. Just as water clears when left undisturbed, your mind will settle if given a moment. For example, when Ananda felt frustrated with his children's noise, he paused and reminded himself that they were simply being children. Instead of snapping, he chose kindness. Focus on what you can control. You cannot stop the rain, but you can carry an umbrella. Focus your energy on actions within your power, rather than wasting on things beyond your control. For instance, at the market, Ananda realized he couldn't control the prices set by suppliers, but he could improve his negotiation skills and build better relationships with customers. Practice gratitude daily. Even in difficult times, there's always something to be grateful for. Cultivating gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. Each evening, Ananda started listing 3 things he was thankful for: his wife's patience, his children's laughter, and the food on their table. Over time, this practice filled him with joy rather than resentment. Months later, Ananda visited the monastery again. This time, his demeanor was calm and composed. He thanked the Buddha for his guidance. "I used to think balance meant doing everything perfectly," Ananda said. "But now I understand that true harmony comes from accepting imperfection and staying present. My family is happier. My work flows more smoothly. And even in stressful situations, I feel a sense of peace." The Buddha smiled. "Well done, Ananda. Remember, balance is not about eliminating chaos. It's about finding stillness within it.